Hi, Andy Ruzicka here with STL TV, and I love being here with you to keep you engaged and let you know what's happening around the city. Well, I've got Flint Fowler with me, the president of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis, here to talk about summer camps that they're offering to keep the kids busy, and I'm so glad you're joining us today.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
And you guys do such an invaluable service to the community. I mean, these days when kids are dealing with so much, it's just a relief knowing that you are still doing the job that you're doing with kids and the youth, keeping them engaged.
You know, the question often gets asked, what's the most dangerous time for children? And you think 6 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, midnight, but it's really the time when they're out of school, that time before parents get home. There's no supervision or structure from teachers and administrators at the schools, and children need a safe place to go, and Boys and Girls Clubs is there to fill that void for them. So we're excited to be offering a variety of programs and services for them during that important time.
And you guys, you know, that's why we brought you on. You've got so much, and then coming up this summer, you've got summer camps coming up.
Yes, you know, oftentimes you don't think about the summer until the summer is upon you. But with camps, you really need to kind of look at the landscape, figure out what's out there, what types of things you'd like your child to be involved with, and then find the best opportunity for you. We're fortunate in that we offer 9 different locations for summer. Our program runs for 8 weeks. They're full-day camps, so parents can feel comfortable being at work, knowing that their children are safe, that they're engaged in high-yield learning activities, that they're having fun, and that they're getting a chance to interact in positive ways with their peers.
And you know, parents, that's an important point to make. That's a long day. If you're at work, parents, you really want to get involved with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis because it's all day, and the amount of programs that I saw online was just astounding. It's STEM.
Yeah, there's a full array of programs from STEM to sports, fitness, and recreation. You can learn how to swim at some of our locations or have fun in the water, learn about water safety, arts and crafts, so whether that's visual or performing arts, you get a chance to do that. Be involved in leadership training programs, things that we call resistance training. So if you want the young people to know how to avoid dangerous things like drugs and alcohol and how to avoid abusing those things, a lot of those lessons are available at the club. Financial literacy, you know, board games, I mean, things that we don't necessarily think about. I know when I grew up, there was a lot of Monopoly and Operation and things like that. But children need a chance to have fun, kind of relax, but at the same time, stay intellectually engaged so they don't lose the learning that they acquired during the school year. And summer is really the time that's so important. Some families can't afford to take trips out of town or don't think about how to engage their children in a positive way during the summer. And those children are the ones that tend to lose out.
And these are set aside for different age groups, right?
Yes, so we work with young people ages 5 to 18 primarily, and they're grouped according to their age. So you're not going to have a 6-year-old hanging out with a 17-year-old. They're going to be in groups according to their age and rotate to a different program area each hour. So they get a full array of experiences in a way that's meaningful to them because that program is relating to them. And they're connected to professional staff that gets a chance to know them over that summer and support their growth and development. You know, you might imagine if you're in the basketball program or if you're in the gym, you know, a 7-year-old is not going to get many rebounds playing against a 15-year-old. So you want to make sure that they're doing something that's appropriate for them with the appropriate age group at the appropriate time.
And that's the Teen Center that you have, correct?
Yeah, so the Teen Center is one of the 9 locations that we have, Teen Center of Excellence, which opened in November of 2019. So it's a great opportunity for those teens, those older young people, if you will, to get engaged in the summer. Oftentimes they think, well, I'm older, I can manage myself, I should be able to stay at home. But it's a really important time for teenagers to be involved in structured activities as well. We do a lot of things around prepping for post-high school. So you're going to go to trade school, you're going to go to the military, you're going to get a job, or you're going to go on to college, 2-year, 4-year college. They get a chance to explore those things during the summer. They get a chance to talk about careers. How do I want to earn a living, or what are my interests, and can I build those interests into a long-term money-making venture. They learn about entrepreneurship. It's difficult to say. And they learn a lot of things, I think, that are helpful for them, help keep them engaged. And I think a big part of, particularly at the Teen Center, but all of our locations, is helping young people learn how to use their voice. You know, there's an active role that they can have in society, becoming civically engaged, understanding what it means to be a voter and hold people accountable for the opportunity that we give them to serve.
See, I think that's so important. I mean, the programs you just mentioned alone, financial literacy and all those things, they're skills they don't learn, in many cases, nowhere else. Yeah,
very seldom. I remember growing up, I knew about a bank, but I didn't understand how the bank was there to work on your behalf. If you can learn how to manage your money, how to invest your money, and really develop wealth long term, what does it mean to have a budget and to operate within that budget? Like many people my age, you went away to college, somebody sent you a credit card application in the mail because the university sold them your name, and you apply for that credit card, you get it, and you really don't know how to manage it. You know, there was no one there to really teach us that prior to kind of getting in a little financial difficulty. But you learn over time, but you want that next generation to have a much better experience and better understand how money can work for them rather than them working for money. So financial literacy is key to what we do.
Oh, yeah. And the other amazing thing about the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis, you guys, I've been a part of your awards events, and I've seen how students sometimes become involved in the organization because it's such an impactful thing that you guys do. They sometimes come from students to volunteers to, it's just incredible.
Yeah, so the annual recognition event gives us a chance to recognize staff members who have put in significant time. We generally do it in 5-year increments. Board volunteers, donors. We use our young people to be part of those presentations many times. And we also have the Alumni Hall of Honor. So these are those men and women, boys and girls at the time, who are participants in our programs and activities, have gone on to do wonderful things in the community as adults themselves. And we want to be able to recognize that. And it gives them an opportunity to talk about the impact that the club has made on their overall development. And many times what you hear is, if it had not been for the club, I wouldn't be the person who I am today, or I didn't have this encounter with, you know, Mr. Johnson or Miss Washington, then I would not have known about these kinds of opportunities, or I would not have developed the level of self-confidence that I did develop that allowed me to move on to the next step.
And that's so incredible. I mean, that's why people should donate. That's why people should volunteer, because you're making a direct impact on people that you just mentioned. If it hadn't been for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have gotten to know financial literacy. These days, I saw one of your summer camp programs as an esports program. So that has exploded in society, and it's incredible you guys are offering something like that too.
Yeah, and we try to stay relevant. You know, you want to do things that kids are and young people are interested in doing. So esports has been one of those activities, and who knew that you can make a living, you know, doing those types of things. And each year, as part of the fair, Fair St. Louis, they have the huge competition down at Ballpark Village. We get a chance to take our young people down there so they can see the program in action. So these are top-rated college teams who are coming in and competing for the best esports team, you know, in the country, so to speak. And there are scholarships available to go to school. There are people who have careers doing it. I met someone who is a manager or an agent for an esports professional player. I'm like, how do you get a job being an agent for something that was always a game to me, but you know, it's obviously a lot more than that to a lot of other people.
Yeah, that's the first I'm ever hearing about this.
Oh yeah, I think Maryville University, for example, has a huge esports program. They're actually building an esports center. They have one of the top teams in the country right here in St. Louis.
But parents, you need to get on these programs because there's limited space.
Yes.
And so they have to get involved as soon as possible.
Yeah, each one of our locations has only so many youth that they can serve safely. Again, it's one thing to have 100,000 square feet, but you don't want all of that square footage filled up by a child. You want to have enough space for them to be safe and have enough room for their activity. So it's kind of a first come, first served basis.
And is there any special way to register this year? How are they registering?
Sure, they can go to our website, www.bgcstl.org, or they can call 314-335-8000, Or if you live close to one of the club sites, stop by, pick up an application, fill it out, and turn it in. There is a fee, but that fee kind of varies based on the needs of the family.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope these parents have heard your words. Get involved, get their kids involved. Get in the summer camps, obviously.
Summer camp, yeah.
And if you're out there and you want to get involved, otherwise, donate, volunteer
Yes.
to the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Always happy to have them. They can go to that website. There's a volunteer page. There's an employment page. So however you want to engage, there are ways that we can find to get you engaged.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Get on those summer camps. You can get involved with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis and get your kids involved as well. You can see on our screen now, we're showing you the website, the summer camp dates. Get on that as soon as possible, as we mentioned, because space is limited. For STL TV, though, we want you to connect with us, so you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're happy to keep you involved and engaged throughout the entire community. For STL TV, I'm Andy Ruzicka.